Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. Today we're focusing on all of my favorite red lip products, swatches, and my application method. I guess this is sort of holiday themed since red lips are very holiday, but I realized I had not done a video on my favorite red lipsticks ever on my channel, so I thought today would be a perfect time to do so. So we're gonna get into some good stuff today. Before we start, if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Oh, that looks bad. If you enjoyed it at any point, and let's get into my favorite let's just go ahead and get started. So let's dive in to all of these red lips I want to share with you today. So I'm not totally sure how to organize this, but I think we're gonna start with just two lipstick formulas, pretty classic, and then I'll share my miscellaneous category. But first I will start with lip liners. I think it's super important, especially with a darker lip or just a bold colored lip, to use a lip liner. And I actually only have one red lip liner at the moment. I feel the need to have like 50 different nude lip liners, but apparently one red is enough. This is from Eye of Horus. It's their lip liner in the shade Pure Scarlet, which is a very true red shade. These are super creamy and beautiful formulas. I find that some of the shades in this lip liner collection can get crumbly. This one I don't find really crumbles as much, which is nice. It's definitely a true like blue toned red lip liner, but it works with pretty much any red you put it with. Now if you like a deeper red or like a red brown lip, I would actually recommend the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This one is in BFF3, which is a very true brown shade. This is gonna work really well with any shade of deeper red. It's gonna give you more of like a 90s vibe. So I like having both of these on hand. They're very versatile, so I feel like pretty much all I need. Beginning with matte formulas, one of my favorite lipstick formulas just in general are the Bare Minerals Bare Pro lipsticks. Super long wearing. They're matte, but they don't like dry out your lips or really dry down, but have a good amount of wearing time. This is a pretty deep red. It's not really your traditional bright red. It's called Cranberry. The shade is so stunning if you like a deeper, bit more purpley red. This shade specifically I find can be a bit patchy. I don't find that's the case with the rest of these shades, but this one specifically, I think actually a couple of the darker ones as well, tend to be a little bit patchy, but I still find them workable. Now for some true reds. First is another product from Eye of Horus. Goes perfectly with the lip liner. This is just called Red. Pretty fitting, I guess. This is sort of a thicker, more traditional lipstick formula. Pretty classic, bright bluish red. Not super opaque. You can kind of sheer this out or build it up if you want to. It's really creamy, but also has a bit of a pull to it, if that makes sense, so it's a bit easier to control. Next up we have Red Apple Red from Red Apple Lipstick. Again, super classic shade in my collection. If you've never tried the Red Apple lipsticks, they're definitely a lot more creamy. The Eye of Horus one is more matte. You can tell this has more sheen to it. That one pulled a little bit more. This one just like glides on, so it can be a little bit more difficult to get precise, so definitely use a lip liner with this one. It's very similar to the Eye of Horus one. This one almost looks like it has like a little bit more of like an orangeness to it now. Very hard to tell, but stunning. Next is a stunning color from Kosas. This is the Phoenix color. Again, if you've never tried Kosas formula, oh my god, this is so pretty. It's so pigmented and super creamy. Like if you can tell, the Red Apple lipstick one is not really as smooth and even as Phoenix is. I love Phoenix because it's almost a bit more toned down and has, I guess, more of a warmth to it, but it's super flattering on my skin. Personally, I'm sure it will flatter a lot of different skin tones as well. Next we have two more from Bare Minerals, but these are their Mineralist Hydrating Lipstick. So compared to this one's matte. These are more creamy and have more of a satin finish. First is the color Inspiration. This is very similar to the first two over here. Pretty classic blue red, has a really nice punch to it. And then I want to share a more deeper sort of berry red with you. This one is the shade Fortitude. Shade is so pretty as well. It's more of like a light plumish. It's like not very red, but so pretty. These are almost more of like a sheer wash, but you can build them up to be very opaque, like they come in with a lot of pigment, but they're gonna be one that wears off easier. Next is one from Chantecaille. This is new to me. This is more of like a lip topper. It's their lip crystal in the shade Carnelian. These are super interesting, like shimmery, glittery lip balms. Essentially, they have the comfort of a lip balm. So there's the swatch right on the bottom with a lot of pigment built up. You can be very sheer with this. It almost looks pink looking at it on camera, but it has a really gorgeous blue sparkle through it. Blue purplish sparkle, which I think is perfect if you're wearing a cooler tone red. Now moving on to lip crayons, lipsticks, but longer sticks, and lip glosses. I have 5 here actually. First is another product from Chantecaille. These are new, I believe, the Le Matte Stylo. This one's in the shade Lobelia. These are really beautiful, creamy, matte, almost like blurred looking lip crayons. I wanted to include a more orange red like this one. If you guys prefer a shade like that, it just pops a little bit more. Not my favorite shade of red on my undertone personally, but really love the formula of those. This, I feel like you wouldn't even need a lip liner. You could probably just throw this on. Next, we have a Bite Beauty lip crayon. I rave about these formulas. I love the formula of these lipsticks. They're more satin finish. Again, they're called matte, but they're definitely not matte. It's totally a satin. This one's the shade Negroni. This one is more similar to your just classic candy apple red. It actually looks just like this one that I've swatched up here. Really pretty classic red, honestly, can't go wrong with it. And the next is probably one of my favorite reds of all time. If you see me wearing a red, it's most likely this one. It's the Honest Beauty liquid lipstick formula, which are amazing. They do almost dry down completely. They have a really nice amount of wear time without being completely matte. And this is the shade Love. So the shade is almost a bit deeper, but I feel like the undertone is just perfect on me. Definitely compared to this one, you can tell it's a lot more cool toned. So I love that stuff. I love wearing this with the Chantecaille little lip crystal on top. I actually wore that on my holiday get ready, I believe. Yeah, it's stunning. Can't get enough of that. And lastly, I want to mention a red gloss. It's actually the only red gloss I own. It's the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Jaws. Again, the shade of this is just perfect. So this is a lip gloss, so it's pretty sheer, but it's like a literally just blood red color. It has, wouldn't even necessarily call it like warm tone. It just doesn't seem to pull as purple as like a lot of these other shades. So put on top of a red, it just is amazingly beautiful. Has a little bit of shimmer to it, and I love chopping my reds with a gloss if I'm not too worried about longevity. Now I just have to pick out which one I'm going to wear. I honestly forgot what the majority of these are. Let's see what I'm drawn towards. I like this one. What is that? Is that the Honest Beauty one? So to get a really nice and even lipstick application, I have a balm on right now, and I'm just going to gently pat the excess off. You want your lips to be moisturized. You can exfoliate them before, but you don't want a ton of like slippery product on them, or else it's just gonna hinder your lipstick performance. And our next step is optional, but I like to take a little bit of powder foundation. I'm using the Alima Pure Loose Powder Foundation in Warm 2, and I'm using a just angled brush here. And I just like suck in my lips and then put it around my mouth. It just blanks out your lip line, so you can just get a better line formation. Was one more thing I was going to mention. If you wanted something under your lipstick, so when your lipstick does wear off, it's not necessarily as obvious, I would go in with something like a lip tint. This is from Victoria Beckham in the shade Bisou, which is a bit more on like the brown purple side. There it is right there. They also have a red one though. I find this can pill on itself, so kind of be careful with that, but it's just gonna stain your lip. So even under your lipstick, when it wears off, it's not like just your blank lip color. It's a little bit tinted. First things first, I'm going to line with the Eye of Horus lip liner that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Now, if you don't want to use a lip liner, you can use a lipstick of your choice and a small lip brush to line your lips. I definitely prefer a lip liner. I think it's just a bit waxier and it stays better. I'm not overlining a ton on my lips yet. I just keep it pretty simple because red can get very smudged and blown out easily. So I just did my bottom lip there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my top lip. And I always start at my Cupid's bow for my top lip. And once that's laid down, I go back in. I really only overline my top lip just where my Cupid's bow is. I don't do a ton of overlining, but I like to have that base down before I start to, something in my hand is burning. But I like to have that laid down before I start doing more detail work. At this point, if you feel like you did make any mistakes or just want to clean it up, you can use a flat brush like I have here. It just has some powder foundation on it. You can use concealer. I just don't prefer to do that over powder. I feel like powder foundations just a little bit cleaner and softer looking. I'm definitely drawn towards the Honest Beauty red to use today, but you guys have already seen that on. So I'm gonna use the Kosas Phoenix shade today. This one's a bit creamier, so it's gonna blend in with the lip liner pretty well. And nothing really special about application. I'm just gonna start with a light layer and then build it up from there. Kosas lipsticks are so good. So that's pretty much it. That was 2 layers of the Phoenix lipstick. Now I'm going back in with my lip liner. And basically what I'm gonna do is use the lip liner to pick up the lipstick and just fill it in towards the outer corners and smooth it out. And to finish, I'm going to use the Kosas Jaws lip gloss to show you guys the full Kosas combo. And I like this gloss because it brightens up the lipstick a little bit more. And here we have it, our finished flawless red lip. If you're looking for longevity and not a glossy finish that I went for today, definitely use one of the matte formulas that I recommended. And also, if you set it with powder, that's gonna help a lot. Even if you do 1 layer, set it with powder, do another layer of lipstick on top, it just really like sets down onto your lips, so the pigment is not gonna slide around. Definitely use a lip liner and you should be good to go. If I were to recommend one that's the most long wearing, honestly, probably either the Honest Beauty one or maybe the Bare Minerals matte formula. Both really great. Honest Beauty, super comfortable. A little bit harder to control because it's a liquid, but I just love that. So that wraps up my favorite red lipstick video along with my application method. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it at any point. Wow, that does not look healthy. But anyway, this was sort of my last holiday themed video. January, my favorites of the year are definitely going to be coming soon. So excited because I get to share just like my absolute favorite makeup of the year with you. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss those videos. But thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.